Привit and welcome to this Eurovision analysis video. So, what am I going to do today? Well, the running orders for the two semi-finals have been released, so I'm going to use a running order recap video, and I'm kind of going to react to the running order itself. I've already reacted to all the songs, so if you're interested in my opinion on a specific song, please feel free to go into my channel, into the playlist, and find those songs. So, today, what am I going to do? I'm mostly going to talk about where every song is in the running order, and I'm mostly going to just think of what it's going to be like in the semi-final once we get there. Because I'm obviously watching a recap, I'm going to get more of an impression that you're going to get when you're watching the recap in the semis. But I have heard every song, and yeah, so without further ado, let's do that. If you go to the channel that is linked in the label right next to my finger, Seraped, and I'm going to include the video in the description as well, just so please go like and subscribe to them, because honestly, they have the best recap videos every year. Look, think what you want about this song, but it is very definitely one of the better songs that could have opened the show from this half of the semi-final. And then, yeah, there's Georgia after it, which may just not work whatsoever. Like Australia, we look so good right next to Georgia, and I'm going to try to say this in an unbiased manner, but I think that Georgia may not be doing that well this year, unless the revamp is somehow absolutely amazing, which I can't see happening. And then we have Albania, which is a different kind of amazing to Australia, and now it's just starting to get weird. I legitimately don't know whether, what's gonna fall so far. And then, to be honest, we have my current favourite. I feel like there's going to be staging on this one, really good staging on this one. But I really do need to wait and find out what it's actually going to be. And then, I don't know, after something so serious as Belgium, Montenegro feels like filler, I guess. Look, Finland still feels too beautiful for the contest. But then, I really don't know how I feel about Azerbaijan being right after Finland. I shouldn't really feel this conflicted, but Azerbaijan just feels meh against Finland. And then, oh, Portugal, okay. My problem with Portugal is that it's, even though it's really sweet, it's the sweetest entry of the year, it still doesn't feel like it's going to click with the audience. With Greece right after Portugal, it just feels like Greece is going to bring something that's going to get votes. I bet Portugal's kind of just there, I guess? I don't know, I'm starting to like the Belgium, Montenegro, Azerbaijan, Greece's chances. I know that when I did my review I really loved Poland, but now I kind of just don't, I guess. But that being said, first impression is really important when it comes to Eurovision. Moldova is trying for the Poland 2014 method. My problem with all these songs this year is I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, lots of other years you can kind of predict what's generally going to happen or what should happen. This year I'm struggling, and with Iceland is really growing on me a lot. I don't know how Czechia is going to do this year, and it's just, look, this is such a nice song, but I just remember what her live performance was like, and I'm just oh, it may not go as well as they want it to. Now, Cyprus, this is where the semi-final picks back up again after Greece, and to be honest, I'm actually really liking Cyprus's chances now. Just based on what has come before this, I really like Cyprus's song. And Armenia's just, this is Love Wave all over again. And Slovenia's look, it's honestly my last place. This is just so boring. And I can't imagine it not qualifying somehow. Latvia closing the semi-final just makes me think that there is something huge that is going to come from Latvia. Because, to be honest, I thought this was going to be in like the middle of the half because it was upbeat. Semi-final 1 is just weird. The running order can be described vaguely as weird. And I don't think this semi-final is anywhere near as predictable as some people are trying to say that it is, because off the top of my head, I can only see 5 songs that I actually think are going to qualify in this running order. And it's Belgium, Greece, Cyprus, Armenia, and Latvia. The other 5 slots, well, actually, Sweden as well. The other 4 slots, they're up for the grabs. Anyone could shine through and manage to get those other 4 slots. If I, at a press, had to say 4, I would go Australia, Azerbaijan, Iceland, and Moldova. But you know what? I reckon this is one of those years that you definitely have to wait for the staging to be able to tell who's going to do what. I wonder what semi-final 2 is like. Okay, this running order doesn't really make much sense off the top of my head either. Let's go with it. Serbia is such a sweet and opening number. You can really tell that Christer Björkman has his hands on the running order this year. I think I like this a bit more than I did in my review. Oh, I feel like Austria might be in trouble here. Same as Russia. It's almost like they put Russia early on in the running order so that, you know, in case they get cut out, then it's not as if, like, you're losing much of the show, I guess? I don't know, the same kind of thing happened to Romania last year. It was really weird. But Russia getting cut would mean that Macedonia immediately follows Austria, which probably helps Macedonia. Macedonia aren't always spot on with the staging, so it's just like, I don't exactly know what we're gonna get from Macedonia here. Malta's not my personal favourite kind of song, especially when it comes to Eurovision, but I feel like I was underestimating its actual potential. This one might not qualify in like 11th or 12th. I just don't see this one having the jury support that it needs to escape the semi-final. And I also don't see it as one of the strongest songs of semi-final 2. Especially when there's Dixie Chicks Light following it. And I can't even remember what was before it. But I feel like the final without the Netherlands this year would just not be a final. Now this is where I get problems, because I know what's after Hungary. And it just really depends on what Hungary can actually make their stage performance look like. Australia's not in this semi-final, but I'm fairly sure Anya's going to get into the final. I'm fairly sure I know where both of Australia's 12 points are going. Just saying. I'm really not sure of this one. I'm guessing they have something ready to go for stage. This one is not going to do as well in the jury vote as we want. I think this is going to be Serhat all over again. They're going to qualify in the televote, not qualify in the jury vote, and they're going to come like 12th. But I can't wait to see what they do on stage. This is just one of those songs that, like, whenever you hear it, when you hear the chorus, you just want to sing. But I'm not sure if it's that kind of song within one listen. This isn't the best major revamp of the season that we got, but it's one of the ones that probably increase the chance the most. Oh my god, Belarus. I feel like they have a good chance coming after Switzerland. This is just one of those songs that's so carefree and happy that I can't help but adore it. After Belarus, I'm not quite as sure as Bulgaria's chances. It depends what's going to go on stage, because Belarus is just so happy, and then Bulgaria's kind of, there, I guess? Now, people did not expect Lithuania to get a pimp slot. But you know what? I think it is a lot better than some people are trying to give it credit for. And then we have Estonia. And Estonia doing meh, I guess? Now, Israel closing the show, look, to be honest, it was either this or Belarus, and I think I'm glad that it's Israel, because Israel keep seeming to get early running order slots, so to now get something right at the very end of the show, that's actually pretty good for Israel. There are actually quite a few of unexpected running order places in this one. Like, Russia's so early. I mean, yeah, the song isn't that good, but it's Russia. And to be honest, I think that signals the exact point of view that Russia aren't going to do as well as they think they are going to do this year. I can see that there are very definite patterns of they want this song to do well, they also want that song to do well. There's a very much subscription to the Scandi zigzag kind of running order, which means you go for a high one, a low one, a high one, a low one, as much as possible, both in this one and the last semi-final, actually. This one, again, I don't know what's going to happen. And it's kind of one of those things of like, well, it could just be that we have another unpredictable semi-final. And that's the thing, I think that the semi-final draws this year have actually been really good. And once we get to the quality of the songs, the running order draws have actually been amazing because they've kind of divided up the songs, not quality-wise, but they've kind of given equal strength and weakness to both halves of the semi-finals. And which means that we're likely going to get a fairly good mix in the final. Speaking of the mix in the final, let's just quickly go back over the Big Five and Ukraine. Ukraine have drawn slot 22, and the other 5 we won't have any idea even what half they'll be in until their press conferences in May. Now, people were really disappointed with this revamp, but to be very honest, I still love this song almost as much as I did back when it was first released. It's still my second place, which is actually really, really huge. Now, we're waiting for a revamp for Germany, but at the moment, look, I may have said at the very beginning of the season that this was going to be my least favourite song, but it's actually not in my bottom 5, which is actually kind of amazing. Italy, look, I'm just going to say it, I'm really sorry for all the shit that I said about Italy in its review. This is actually a really good song, which I already said. There is nothing racist about this song whatsoever. I hate myself for even expressing that point of view. Yeah, sure, I didn't quite understand the lyrics, and that's probably exactly why that kind of happened. There's a reason this is my second last place. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just better than Slovenia, though. That's literally what I can say about this song. Okay, Ukraine have drawn slot number 22 in the final. And before I ranked Bulgaria in my top, it was my number 22. Don't get me wrong, I still really like it. Perhaps the biggest revamp of the season. Not the biggest change in chances. I still don't think this is going to get much higher than, say, 13th, 14th in the final. But this should be at least a respectable amount of points. Look, if Lucy does better, I will be so proud of the United Kingdom. If they do worse, I will be proud of them for trying anyway. That is the 43, and if you feel like you have an opinion on this, please feel free to tweet it to @Eurovision or leave it in the comments below. So yeah, thanks so much for the maker of this recap, for making the recap, making it look so impressive. But yeah, I guess, so anyway, do pobacenia, and good luck to all 43 entrants of this year's Eurovision Song Contest.